I just bought over 100 wrestling cards, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over how much I paid for over 100 wrestling cards and what the plan is with all these cards. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this 100 card lot. Alrighty, guys, so here are all the cards here. Now, before we dive into cards, you can kind of see different sub-stacks. So this stack here is what I picked up at a card show this week. I'm going to show that off as well. This is part of the lot where I think is a lot going to be like value box stuff. And then this here is more of the showcase style cards. Now, I say that because at the time I'm recording this video, hopefully this video is either out on Thursday or Friday, depending on how fast I'm able to edit this, but it definitely will be out before I do this show here. I will be posted up as a vendor for the first time. I am going to be hosted as a vendor, a wrestling card vendor, TCG vendor in my local area. I'm going to put the flyer right here. So if you're in the local area, you're in the Texas and San Antonio area, I will be posted up as a vendor for the very first time, which I will be documenting all of that as well, be making like a behind the scenes video, kind of taking you through, what a vendor POV kind of looks like, the expenses as well, how much I spent on the show, did I make any money, especially doing something as small as wrestling cards. I'm gonna be completely honest, a little worried about that aspect, but I think this getting out there was part of one of my goals for this year. So kind of getting involved in my local area, my local community. I know we do have a pretty strong Whatnot following. A lot of my followers over on Whatnot are actually in my local area. So, getting to meet them in person potentially. Again, yeah, just getting my name out there. I think that was very important for me, which is why I'm doing the show. So again, it is on February 1st. So again, if you're in the local area, come feel free to say hi. I'll be posted up there. Me and my wife, Mrs. Moon, will be there. So come say hi, which a lot of these cards here, will be available for that show, which again, a lot of these cards here are not going to be available for Whatnot. Some of them will be available on eBay as well. So if you guys want to go check out the eBay store, some cards actually sold at the time of recording this video. So I got to package them up here right after I record this. So if you want to check out the eBay store, again, overlay right here. Links are also down in the description along with the Whatnot, eBay collects. If you want to check me out over there, please feel free to go check me out over there. And then again, full transparency. You guys also do know I love being transparent with you guys. I think that's very important in the hobby or in general. So for all these cards that we spent over to about $250 here. This lot was about $50. So overall, all in total was $250. So you guys have to let me know in the comments down below. How do you guys think we did? Do you think I'll make my money back? Do you think I'm losing money? Based on the overall consensus here, I priced everything out. I should make my money back and then some. And I think some people who also saw this lot here as well, they do agree. So again, hopefully we do pretty well with it. But let's go ahead and showcase off what we got at the card show first over this past weekend. Nothing too crazy. Wasn't any wrestling vendors there, which again, why I think I want to give this wrestling vendor a shot, because there are some people who do look for wrestling cards. It's just we don't have a lot of wrestling vendors in my area. So Tiffany Stratton, Cactus Jack base, along with Roxanne Perez. Nothing crazy, but those cards do sell on eBay, believe it or not. There's people who like, Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, and there's people who just want to collect sets, and they haven't completed a set, so these will easily sell on there. Next up here, arguably the best theme song in wrestling right now, Kit Wilson. He's had the theme song for a while, but the Titantron is what makes it so good. We got Kit Wilson here on the rookie card from NXT 2.0. Again, Roxanne Perez on the base. More Kit Wilson on the base Sapphire. On the red and blue Prism, Cora Jade. Even though she's not with WWE, she still sells pretty well. There's actually a big card in here in that lot that sells pretty well. Stone Cold Steve Austin on the silver Prism. Again, Liv Morgan base. More Liv Morgan base. Raquel Rodriguez on the swatches from Select. So I bought this thinking it wasn't like Superstar worn, but you can kind of see here it actually Superstars is Superstar worn. Obviously, if you guys know, towards the end of the Panini era, see if it focuses there a little bit. Probably not. They weren't wearing any of the t-shirts. They just literally got the warehouse, cut up the t-shirts, and put them over into patches. So was a little bit surprised that was Superstar worn. So pretty cool there. Next up here, Tatum Paxley on the pink shimmer. This one actually sold at the time of this recording. Fallon Henley here on the green Prism. Nice little, color match there. You got Izzy Dame on the undercard Prism, your newly crowned NXT Women's North American Champion. If this wants to focus here a little bit, let's focus somewhere else. There we go. John Cena here on the Time Is Now. This one here was, for some reason, it's like last comp was like $10, $9. I don't know. These are really weird. These cards usually sell from like anywhere from like 2 to 5. Maybe the retirement tour kind of rose it up there. Who knows? Jeff Hardy here on the base. Rhea Ripley on the orange Flash Prism. And then last but not least here, we got a cracked ice, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Nice looking card here for this from his WrestleMania debut or return to WWE. So overall, nice cards. Again, nothing crazy as far as that here. This is what we picked up on the show. A lot of these here, again, are over on the eBay page. If you want to go check that out. All right, now on to the value boxes here, or the value box cards, I should say. Again, these are the cards here that I got here from the lot. Also failed to mention here, I did get this from a follower of mine, so that's where, the trust came in here. I just saw like roughly like couple of pictures, like, all right, we can work out a deal. There's two cards in here particularly that I think are going to make up for majority of the slot. But yeah, again, I usually don't like spending that much money on cards. I'm being completely honest here. I think the most I've ever spent like on a lot was like $50, $60, which was like just a bunch of base cards, which we, did well with, selling low end on eBay and collects and things like that. So again, my thought process was, all right, we're going to be a vendor at a POV. You want to have some decent color as far as the value boxes and showcases, not just a bunch of base cards. So that was the thought process. And again, if these cards, if the vendor shows a fail, whatever the case may be, I think these will do well on Whatnot once we do a show on Whatnot, or again, do well on the eBay page and collects pages. But let's go over all these cards here. You're gonna see some sticky notes on the back here, just because I really priced out everything. So nice one here. We got Finn Balor on the Shimmer out of 199, getting a little bit of a push on Monday Night Raw, going against CM Punk this upcoming Monday for the World Heavyweight title. Granted, is he gonna win? I don't know, but I think it will do well for him and his market potentially. Next up here, Ariana Grace here on the Chrome Sapphire. I think NXT right now is in a very interesting period, like a really transition period. So if I'm being completely honest, I'm alpha, I guess if you want to call it here, is I'm watching a lot of NXT call-ups here. Oba Femi, Trick Williams, a lot of the people down there. Blake Monroe, again, she doesn't have a lot of cards, but Blake Monroe, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Jordan Grace, who just got the call-up as well. Carmelo Hayes, he's been up for a little bit here. Those are some cards to keep an eye on here, because they are starting to finally make some waves here in WWE. We got Raquel Rodriguez. Is she going to be women's champ? Time will tell on that. Sami Zayn here on the Blu-ray wave out of 125. Rumor has it he's the favorite to win the Royal Rumble. My wife's definitely not going to like hearing that, but he is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble. My personal opinion, don't want to see him win it. I like Sami Zayn. I just don't think he's a Royal Rumble favorite in my opinion. Carmelo Hayes here on the Speckle, again, was just talking about here, the newly crowned U.S. champion. Alex Shelley here, just a number card is like about $1 card. Same thing here with this Johnny Gargano. Jakara Jackson here out of 150 here on the purple. We got the Miz here out of 250. Again, a lot of Cactus Jack here. I don't know if he probably either bought into a lot of Cactus Jack or bought into a lot of breaks potentially. We got one here, Triple H out of 199. Eric from the Viking Raiders. Nathan Frazier. Again, these are majority. A lot of the tag teams are going to be dollar cards here, unfortunately. But again, there are some people who do collect them. I actually know a Montez Ford collector. We got Sol Sikoa here on the at a 125. Love what they're doing right now with the Y6. I think that's carrying that SmackDown division here. 70 Vicker on the not the WrestleMania. I do have the WrestleMania one, but just on the hobby format base. Again, not a crazy card, but still, there's obviously going to be 70 Vicker collectors out there at the show. Ivy Nile here on the Astronauts at a 199. Danny Palmer at a 90 here on the green as well. Then we head on to some selector. I absolutely love Select. Miz Select so much. Such a fun set. We got Miz here out of, I think this was numbered out of, let's take a look here, out of 49. We got Road Dogg, Justin James on the ring side. We got Ilya Dragunov, your former U.S. champion, who's going to be involved in the Fatal 4-Way qualifiers. We got Kushida here on the autographs. There wasn't a lot of crazy autos here in this set, but still a decent one. Some finest here. We got Carmelo Hayes here on the 199 on the purple. See how that sticker price here at $2. Ignore the cat stickers. I ran out of like little sticky notes here. The one I'm actually going to use for the show. I don't have any right now, so I'm obviously going to take them all down and replace them. Again, those belong to my wife. Purple here from Kevin Owens. Festival Fury, John Cena. And going off to some Topps Chrome. There's a mix of Sapphire and Breaker Delight. So we got Shayna Baszler out of 50. Naomi here on the Speckle out of 199. Back to finest here, Andrade, who just ironically enough made his return back to AEW for like the 5th time. I'm being, obviously being sarcastic here, but left WWE, went to AEW, left AEW, back to WWE, went to AEW, got into some contract troubles, and now back to AEW. So very, very ironic. The GOAT here, CM Punk here on the finishers. Angelo Dawkins here on the cracked or on the Sapphire breakers. I think it's a Sapphire. Which is it? I think it's that one is the Sapphire auto. Tony D'Angelo out of 50. Potentially your next NXT champ. Time will tell, and I think they're going to give it back to Ricky Saints. CM Punk here on the teal laser out of 175. More Sapphire here. Kari Sane out of 50. A lot of golds here. Dexter Loomis, nice little one here. Actually know a couple of whites collectors, so might get that one out to them if they don't have it. Tommaso Ciampa out of 50 as well. Montez Ford. Then we got more Donnie Palmer here on the orange Sapphire out of 25. Man, I actually love the way Sapphire looks, but I think they just butchered it here just with the way the release was done. Damian Priest here out of 75. Duke Hudson on the orange on-card auto. Zarya here, name to kind of keep an eye out for. It looks like they're going to be involved with the NXT and TNA Tag Team Champions, so that would be something to watch out for. Ricky Saints here out of 299. Just got released here, unfortunately, but Bryn Lee Reese here on the blue refractor. Pete Dunne out of 75, or one of the Americanos. Randy Orton out of 150. Tama Tonga out of 150 as well on the blue refractor. Kalani Jordan out of 199. Put on an absolute banger of a match with Lola Vice here. She does not get talked about a lot. I saw her here at Deadline when NXT rolled into my hometown. She doesn't get talked about enough. She's so damn good in the ring. We got Nakamura here on the blue out of 99. More Sami Zayn out of 99. Carmella on the teal. Carmella, I said that weird, out of 175. Kevin Owens here out of 249. Giovanni Vinci out of 150. I have a theory or rumor that I feel like what Kit Wilson's doing now is what Vinci is supposed to be, but for some reason this did not happen. We got Piper Niven on the auto. Look at that auto. That is I don't know what the hell is going on with that auto. More Raquel Rodriguez out of 299. Bianca Belair, who is still out of action with the injury, with that knuckle injury. Who knows when she will come back? Maybe a Royal Rumble. Charlie Dempsey out of 50. Jacob Fatu out of 299, who just made his comeback as well. Wesley on the undercard. This might actually sell pretty well now, just because the Rascals just announced that they're signing with AEW. So time will tell. Maybe, I don't know, this goes up a little bit more. Had that sticker at $5. LA Knight here on the orange prism. That is numbered out of 99. More Triple H speckles. The man Becky Lynch, your two-time women's IC champ. Tommaso Ciampa out of 299. Back to Prism. X-Pac here out of 25. Die cut here on the finest from Xavier Woods. Speaking of Lola Vice here out of 250 on the purple. No Lola Vice collector as well, so I'm pretty sure if they pop up, pretty sure they'll go after that. Chelsea Green out of 175. Then we got Shawn Michaels here out of 299. My phone is blowing up. There are some eBay sales going on here, so time will tell what's sold. Charlotte Flair here out of 199. We got Asuka out of 199. Let me fix this here. There we go. And then we got some National Treasures relics here. We got on the Colossal National Treasures, Montez Ford, Shayna Baszler, who's I think now like an NXT producer, which I thought she was just gone from the company. We got Ron Van Dam here on the red. This was numbered out of 149. JBL, Santos Escobar on the swatches here. There's some more autos here. We got Godfather on the undercard. Then we got Duke Hudson. Again, not the craziest of autos, but I think these can go for a couple of bucks. Again, Santos Escobar, Dijaks, and then some of the nicer color here. We got Jordan Grace here out of 199. Jordan Grace here out of 175. And then last but not least here, didn't put these in any specific order as far as big or value-wise, but last but not least here, Dragon Lee here out of 41. Again, not a lot of people like Cactus Jack, but this is a sick little insert. I personally like Cactus Jack. Wasn't the best set, wasn't the worst set. I think the Cactus Jack name just gets tarnished just with everything that happened with Travis Scott and John Cena and all that. But yeah, these were all the value boxes. Again, I think we'll do fairly well. I think after sticker I had everything priced out around $200-ish. If they sell for that, obviously I'm not gonna be selling these for true sticker price at the show, or if I was to sell these on eBay or whatnot, wherever. Obviously, I'm not going to get that in value just because with fees and all that. But everything, what consoles priced anywhere from $200-ish. All right, now on to the last and final stack here. Now, this is what I plan on having in the showcase. I do got some more cards coming in on the way that I got on Collects and on eBay. So the inventory on the actual showcase itself will be filled up a little bit more. But again, this is what we have valued. Again, I stickered everything more based on recent comps. So everything here was about $500 to $700 if I'm not mistaken here. I would have to double check that, but I know it's definitely around that range. Again, all those funds there just add up. Again, I do not expect to get that at the show. Again, if these cards were to sell online as well, obviously don't expect to get that as well. But again, this is what sticker If I was to have everything here, this is what I will have stickered. So I actually didn't get this from the lot. I actually got this at the card show. Failed to mention that as well. But that was a nice little pickup here. We got Dirty Dom here on the green sapphire at a 75, who's out with a shoulder injury right now. So going to be interested to see when he comes back. Next up here, we got AJ Styles on the gold sapphire at a 50. Then next up here, another nice, real nice one here, Chelsea Green. I think this is numbered here at a, yes, 5 out of 25 here on the orange sapphire. Nice one there. Carmelo Hayes, first on print, 1 out of 25 on the orange sapphire. Really, really nice one there. Sol Sokoa again on the orange here out of 25, number 19 out of 25. So thought those are all nice little pickups there. Next on here, we got the Tribal Chief on the green sapphire out of 75. Ilya Dragunov on card auto. These on card autos from Chrome are really, really weird. I think I saw like a base with something more than like like a refractor. I don't know. It's really weird. I think honestly the hype of the U.S. Open Challenge may have done that. I think maybe just a buyer just wasn't obviously just wasn't watching what he was buying potentially. I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Next one here, John Cena at a 50. Again, comps are kind of all over the place with this one. Again, I think the retirement tour, him being gone, is kind of creating some FOMO here for some John Cena collectors or people who are trying to get in on some John Cena cards. Real nice one here on the geometric Javon Evans at a 50. Really, really nice one here. Just recently got called up to Raw as well, so I think that one will do pretty well. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin here on the teal shimmer at a 199. Stacy Keibler on the women's division on the geometric refractor. This is numbered out of 125. Yes, 125 here on that one. Bianca Belair here on the die cut finishers, numbered out of 75 as well. Braun Breaker, again, Topps Finest is just really, really weird. Obviously, with the rarities, the numbering, like this one here was kind of like all over the place again with comps, but Braun Breaker, despite his quote unquote suspension, I think he may be a Royal Rumble favorite. I think he'll be my pick right now to win and obviously run his match back with CM Punk at WrestleMania, but time will tell with that. Braun Breaker here on the gold at 75. LA Knight here on the undercard blue disco at a 25. Thought that was kind of crazy here. Again, I am from the Texas area, so Eddie Guerrero does sell pretty well. Eddie Guerrero here on the teal at a 49. Greg the Hammer Valentine on the undercard disco auto. Really cool one here. The Great Muda with the red face paint color match here. I think comps on this was like, it hasn't been a sale since like October, November, but it was $40. I know there are some real passionate Great Muda collectors out there for good reason. Really talented wrestler at a 99, so that was a fun one there. Jimmy Hart here just on the Prism auto. Alundra Blaze here on the blue, and this is numbered out of 49. Thought that was a nice one there. Hulk Hogan on the Turbo Charge out of 149. Charlotte Flair here on the blue. Tozawa on the, I think this is numbered out of like 49. Yeah, pretty little number there on that one as well. Kofi Kingston on the Prism Refractor. Randy Orton on the Premier level. Hulk Hogan. This is for actually first on print, 1 out of 49, so I thought that was kind of cool. Big E from National Treasures, numbered out of 25. Katana Chance here, again, not the craziest name, but just a nice little 2-color patch here out of 99. Isla Dawn on the Colossal Mat. Jey Uso on the Colossal Mat, both numbered out of 99. Astro Knights here, setting for Kerr. Again, just the base, but comps are showing like $10 to $20 here, so I think that will do pretty well in the showcase. This is the Cora Jade card here that I was referring to. Cora Jade here out of 50 on the gold. Things were like $50, I think, last time I checked. Jacob Fatu here on the Fiend Phantoms out of 99. Again, I know a lot of people don't like Cactus Jack, but just return. A lot of these inserts here, while there are pretty common here, the rarities or the the chances of pulling some numbered color of an insert pretty rare. Jada Parker, who just made her comeback to NXT, looks like he's going to be in the midst of a feud with Blake Monroe. Thought that would be a nice little pickup there as well. I should have probably moved these here because ending here or getting close to the end here on an Angel out of 50, and no disrespect to Shotzi on a 25 orange sapphire. Maybe not the most, I think, very anticlimactic here, but I'm going to move these next two cards here. Oh, kind of spoiled it already. Bobby Lashley here on the blue. I think they call these the blue shimmer. It's basically like a shimmer here, but on the blue whatever. This is numbered out of 10. I couldn't find any comps on this, so I really don't know what to evaluate here. I actually put that on the site, but had that picked up at the lot. But these are the two cards here where I think are going to do most of the bang here for us here. Are going to be, majority of getting our money back here for us. So first one here is Jey Uso on the Gold Wave Prism, numbered out of 10. Bookend 10 out of 10. When I saw the card here, he didn't tell me it was bookend, but I mean, I know there are some collectors who like that 10-10 even number. So I thought that was a pretty cool one here. Again, not a lot of comps on it. Obviously, very low number. I think like gold waves, some gold like standard prisms are going anywhere from like 80 to 100 bucks. I think there's a PSA 10 out for 250 right now. Granted, it hasn't sold, despite the internet not liking Jey Uso. His market is still pretty favorable here, so I think that will do fairly well. And a card that I think will help us here as well is this gold disco here, Trick Williams on the gold emergent from Panini Prism, numbered almost a bookend, but number 9 out of 10 here. Of course, Trick Williams is getting the call up here to SmackDown, defeated Rey Fenix in his debut. Again, is involved in the Fatal 4-Way qualifier going against Matt Cardona this upcoming Friday. So I should expect him to win that. I hope he wins. I'm a big Trick Willie guy. Trick Williams here and his Lemon Pepper Stepper. So I'm a big fan of Trick Williams. I think his market is a little bit undervalued, but again, it's one of those guys here that I mentioned during the beginning of the video. If you're looking to, make some potential money, not financial advice, of course, I think Trick Williams is a guy to keep an eye out for. But yeah, guys, these were all the cards here, again, that we purchased. Again, a lot of these cards here are already up on the eBay page, so make sure to go check out the eBay page if you haven't yet. A lot of these cards as well, if the card show, the vendor show, if it does fail, will be up on upcoming Whatnot stream. So make sure you go follow me over on Whatnot. Again, if you've never joined Whatnot as well, you can join with the link down description down below and get $15 in free credit, which you can definitely use that on my stream or wherever you like. But again, just joining with that link does help support me and support my content. So in the comments down below, what do you guys think was the better pickup? Again, I think it's the two golds there. And again, if you are in the local area, San Antonio, Texas, on February 1st, I will be at that show. Again, I'll put the vendor photo here if you guys want to come check me out. Just come in, say hi. It'll be a good time. I'm really, really excited for it. Very nervous for it as well. And again, I will be documenting that whole journey. So if you guys haven't yet, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're like 100-ish away. We're like 6 away from, or like 8 away from 900. So we're like 106 away from 1,000, which is still very, very surreal to me. So again, if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do subscribe, because that does show me that you do like this kind of content and want to see those future videos in the future. But yeah, guys, again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.